And welcome once again to Flashpoints. I'm Bob Orr. Joining me, Juan Zarate. He's our national security analyst. Juan, good to see you.
Bob, great seeing you.
Terrible incident in Paris. It looks like a terrorist attack. Maybe 2 or 3 gunmen involved targeting this newspaper magazine. Yeah. What do you make of this?
Well, these are well-armed, well-organized attackers who hit Charlie Hebdo, this satirical magazine headquarters. This is a magazine that had been under attack before, firebombed in 2011, and had been under attack because they had published what were considered to be offensive images and publications related to Islam. And so this was a target in the extremist sort of target set. But the reality is no one really expected this kind of a violent, orchestrated attack. And its terror come to the hearts of Parisian streets, and it's hard to watch. And I think Paris and all of France has been shaken by this, despite the fact that France is used to reports of plots being disrupted and arrests being made.
The reports are that these gunmen were asking for specific people, that they went to that building intending to target specific people. What does it tell you that there was some organization here? There was more than one gunman, that it seemed to be planned. What does that suggest?
Well, Bob, you and I have talked about this. What you have in the terrorist landscape in 2015 is a full spectrum of potential actors. You have those that are potentially directed by an organization like an Al-Qaeda or an Islamic State who were deployed to attack. You have the lone wolf, deranged extremists who take the narrative of the extremist ideology and use that to motivate attacks, something like we saw in Sydney, for example. But then you have maybe this middle ground of individuals who may have been foreign fighters, maybe coming back, or may have organized in country to attack in a significant way.
As bad as this was, and it was bad, not trying to minimize it at all, it could have been worse. These guys had automatic weapons. There were at least a couple of them. They had extra ammunition. Yet they seemed to just kind of calmly walk away and get in a car and drive away. Is this over, or is this a harbinger of other things? Might we look at other plots developing? How important is it that we find out who this is?
Well, I think it's incredibly important that we find out who it is and what they may be planning next. One thing officials have to worry about is, are they going to do something else, right? The Tsarnaev brothers appeared to be on their way to New York. That seemed a little bit impromptu. We've seen in other cases, for example, in Spain, recall some of these arrests that were made post 9/11, where individuals who perpetrate attacks then bunker down and cause greater damage by attacking security officials that are trying to arrest them. So you may have that kind of a situation. There could be a hostage situation that evolves. There also has to be concern of whether or not this group is connected to others in France.
As far as we know, there's no nexus here to anything in the U.S., but officials here are worried. They have to be concerned about potential copycats or other like-minded actors kind of using this as inspiration.
Right, and what you have in the environment is both Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State trying to inspire individuals to attack in place, saying, look, you don't have to come to us either for permission or for training. Just find means of attacking fellow citizens. And what these kinds of attacks, including Sydney and Ottawa, does is it animates the environment, and those who are like-minded, who are thinking about deploying and using whatever means of violence, this is perhaps a source of inspiration. And what you're going to see, I think, Bob, is perhaps not claims of responsibility, but propaganda of praise around leveraging the attention to try to inspire others to attack. And I think that's what counterterrorism officials worry about most.
A low-tech, high-impact attack.
Right, and distributed, not necessarily directed, but distributed and strategically impactful, like the attack today.
Juan, it's something we'll keep an eye on. Thank you.
Gotta watch. Thanks.
And thanks to you for watching Flashpoints. I'm Bob Orr. We'll see you next time.